weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman.
Taking a live look from Medford, looking towards Mount Ashland. You can see the twinkle of the lights. Final night for twilight skiing of the season up at Mount Ashland. A lot of festivities going on up there this evening. Down in the valley, we are sitting at 59 degrees in Medford. Winds are still fairly light, but they are starting to pick up for parts of the region. Out ahead of this storm system that will eventually bring some rain and snow back into southern Oregon and northern California later tonight, and then on as we head into your Saturday. Take a look at temperatures around the region. 39 in Chemult, it's 47 in Klamath Falls, 54 in Montague. We're now at 52 in Grants Pass and upper 40s along the coast right now in Brookings as well as Gold Beach. Winds picking up in the basin, also along the coast and through some of the higher terrain in the region. We're going to see winds continuing to strengthen tonight, especially for the coast, higher elevations and in the Shasta Valley. Notice with the winds picking up and clouds starting to increase, not going to be as cold tonight. Still down about 20 in Lakeview, 29 in Klamath Falls. Rain eventually moving in along the coast, mainly after midnight and then into the late night hours for Grants Pass. Here's a look at those wind advisories. So these wind advisories is where we could see gusts out of the south as high as 50 to 55 miles per hour. So the Shasta Valley, that one starts tonight at 11 o'clock for you folks. And then on the east side, mainly through the day tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon is when we're going to see the highest gusts on the east side. Here's a look at your Saturday forecast. Definitely more in the way of clouds. The morning is going to be pretty wet across southern Oregon and northern California, but we should see some of the wet weather tapering off as we head later into the day. Temperatures cooler, up to 45 in Klamath Falls, getting up to 49 in Wairika and 55 in Medford. Winds will be breezy and blustery. Even in the Rogue Valley, it'll at least be a little bit breezy tomorrow. Rain is going to be most likely in the early morning hours, and then we'll kind of taper to a few showers into the early afternoon. And most of the valley looking fairly dry by late in the day. We'll see a little bit of a break in the action, but the next storm system quickly lines up for Sunday, and stronger winds expected with this storm. A high wind watch for the coast, 10 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. Sunday. We could see gusts pushing as high as 60, 70, maybe 75 miles per hour, especially for some of the headlands along the coast. So stronger winds expected with that next system on Sunday. So this is a look at forecast peak wind gusts, mainly for that system Saturday night into Sunday, but you can see the Shasta Valley looking at gusts still up to about 50 miles per hour. Strong winds also expected for the mountains and the east side, and gusts in the Rogue Valley between about 25 to 35 miles per hour. Tomorrow we will see some impacts to driving up in our higher elevations due to snow. Winter weather advisories around the Crater Lake area, and then for portions of Siskiyou County from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday. Here's a look at forecast snowfall amounts. We'll see about 2 to 6 inches of snow for our Cascade Passes. Fairly light amounts for the east side. Also for the city of Mount Shasta, dusting to an inch, but higher elevation areas of Siskiyou County could see up to several inches of snow. Here's a look at Stormcast as we go on into tomorrow. That rain and snow working inland could come down at a pretty moderate to maybe even heavy clip for a time. So definitely there will be at least periods of some reduced visibility and slippery roads in our higher elevations. But notice by later in the day, breaks in the action and breaks in the clouds as well. We'll see some sunshine mixing in, but then more strong winds, heavier rain and snow moving in for your Sunday with this next storm system. So a very impactful weekend of weather on the way. Notice those higher precipitation amounts for Sunday, and we're tracking another storm later Monday into Tuesday. Looking at high winter weather impacts for Sunday due to the potential for heavier snow and stronger winds. So your 7-day forecast shaping up like this. Wet weather expected this weekend. Some of that rain will be heavy at times, especially into early Sunday morning. Northern California, look for windy and wet weather this weekend. Snow impacting travel in some of the higher elevations of Siskiyou County. For the Klamath Basin, a wintry and windy weekend ahead. It stays pretty active into early next week, but then notice the drier and brighter weather later next week. The mountains pretty snowy in the days ahead, but notice that warm up as temperatures climb late next week. In the Rogue Valley, rain this weekend, gusty winds, cooler temperatures, but we could be looking at upper 60s this time next week with plenty of sunshine and maybe even some 70s next weekend.